Hello, vlog 14. So in my last vlog, I said I would talk about graduation and the Incubus show in this vlog. So I'm going to start off. Thursday was graduation, and it was torrentially downpouring. So the drive there took about an extra half an hour, if not more. No, it was probably an extra 45 minutes. Yeah, it doubled the ride there. So it took an hour and a half for me to drive there, and I was a little bit half hour late, which kind of sucked, but they didn't really care because we were just taking pictures. So I come and soaking wet, and I'm in a dress, and just take pictures. So I got to take my picture in the radio studio and, put the headphones on and just posed for a picture. And then after getting lectured and what's next and what you have to do next and all that stuff, parents came. And so my parents and grandparents came, and we all sat there, and then we had the little ceremony thing where they had a few words and then went up and said called us up alphabetically, and we said to the class what we wanted to say, and we got our diploma. So basically that's it, and I have to go back and I have to do a post-grad interview, and I have to do a resume and all that stuff. I already have my resume, I just have to add stuff to it, and I have to get stuff off the computers at school to make a demo tape. So easy as that. And then Incubus, which I got to go, which is awesome. The audio perv was going to mail me the tickets, and they were going to get there Friday. And the concert was Friday night. So it was kind of like, oh my gosh, I'm going to run and check the mail the second it gets here. And thankfully enough, I got a package. He actually sent me the Darhar, Laura Marling, and Mumford & Sons project, the record that was released on Record Store Day, and the tickets. And I expected, tickets that were Section 8, Section 10, something like that. No, I opened them up, I got a pair of Section 2 tickets. So I was like, oh man, that is amazing, that is awesome. So my next step was trying to find someone to go with me. And I knew my WBRU friends were going, and I thought their tickets would probably be Section 11. So I texted my friend Kevin, and I was like, hey Kevin, do you want to go? He's like, well, I'm already going, I'm running the meet and greet. So I was like, oh, that's cool. And he's like, ask Kate. So I was like, okay. So I asked Kate, and Kate said, I don't know if I'm getting a ticket from BRU. So yeah. And I was like, well, you don't have to pay for this one. I got him for free. So got Kate in. So Kate and I met up, and we went. And then we're hanging with Kate's friends, and Kevin calls us and says, guys, come quick. If you want to meet Incubus, come now. So we're like, what? And we run in, and we go there, and they come out, and they already have met Incubus. So the next meet and greet is a Young the Giant meet and greet. And Young the Giant played a summer concert series for BRU. So I had already met them. But Beth comes out, and Beth is the Roadrunner Records rep. And she comes out, and I'm like, hi, Beth. And she was like, hey. And she remembered us. And so, surprise, we got a meet and greet with Young the Giant. And as we walked in, literally 20 feet away, there's Incubus. There's Brandon Boyd in all his beauty. Standing right there. But Kevin and his sister got to meet Incubus, and Katie and I just got to meet Young the Giant, which that's no big deal, I'm not complaining. So we go in, and Section 2 is the closest I've ever been at the Comcast Center. I've been Section 6 before, and all the other times Section 11. Not covered. So I was like, yes, Section 2. If it rains, which it doesn't look like, the weather's pretty much perfect, which is also a rare occasion when I go to the Comcast Center. It always rains or drizzles. And, of course, not when I'm covered, though. The one time I was covered, it didn't rain. But the other times, it rained. Except for 311 and Sublime. Yeah. So, I would say probably 3 or 4 out of the 5 times, or 6 times, I don't even know how many times I've been there, but a good majority of it rains. But I did this time. So we go, and Young the Giant's performing, and I know how they perform and how much energy they have, and they're amazing. Um, and like the Comcast Center kind of sucks because it doesn't make people watch the openers because they can just walk in whenever they want. So a lot of people weren't there, and the people that were there were just settling into the seats, but it was still, the reaction from the crowd that was there was pretty positive, so they gained a few fans. Incubus comes on, and oh man, they opened with Megalomaniac and Wish You Were Here, so they had like all these old tracks, and then they moved into like Adolescence, and then they did Animali, which the couple in front of me weren't even singing along to. They were annoying as it was because they were just like standing there, and this stupid girl would not get out of my way. Like I'm standing there, and I'd move over so I could see, and she would like cling to her boyfriend. And I was like, really? Get out of my way. And then they started with the slow part of it, which was like, If Not Now When, and Promises, Promises, but I absolutely adore Promises, Promises. If you haven't heard it, you definitely should, because it is an awesome song. It's not really like what you're used to from Incubus, but it's really pretty. They just kept pulling out the hits. One of the things that I was a little disappointed about was they played Dig, and I was so excited to hear Dig, but they played this weird, like, low bass, like, no melody version of Dig, and I wasn't really feeling it. But then they played Drive right after, and Drive sparked a huge sing-along, and it was awesome. Before those songs, they had a mini acoustic set, which was like, surprise! And they did Defiance, which is one of their new songs, which is also a really good song, and they did Paper Shoes. It's just cool that they pulled out a mini set, like mini acoustic set, in the middle of their set. And then they sang Nice to Know You and Brandon Boyd's Ska. He did a little bit of ska-ing, if that's even a word. And then I knew they were going to play Tomorrow's Food because that was like the ending track. And I knew they were going to play Pardon Me because how could Incubus get away without singing Pardon Me? And how could Incubus get away without playing Stellar? But they didn't, which I was kind of upset about that because I wanted to hear Stellar. But they came back, and it was cool because everybody was holding up their lighters, and I've never seen people hold up lighters for an encore. I've heard it for ballads, but not an encore, so that was cool. And then they played Pardon Me, and the crowd went crazy. And then they did Tomorrow's Food, and there was this weird-ass slideshow going on in the background. It was like a child being born and then all that stuff. But the concert was pretty awesome. So I don't really have anything else to talk about. I mean, I'm not at school now, and I'm basically just helping out around the house. Yeah. So 8 minutes, and I'm boring you. Bye.